live on your phone or mobile device.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. Fish, I always love you clapping.
Do you?
I love your energy in the morning.
Even though in 5 seconds you're going to tell me to F off?
Probably.
Okay.
But you know what? I think that's what makes us so great.
It is.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yay.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm sure you're all excited for your weekends. I'm not sure what kind of plans you have. Chris, what you doing anything special this weekend?
Maybe going to the beach with a few of my friends.
Ooh.
Few of my friends. You know, just hanging out, having a good time. How about yourself?
I'll be here. Probably should never ask me that question. Fish,
Are you working all weekend?
Yeah.
That sucks.
What are you doing this weekend, buddy?
I think I'm having breakfast with my family tomorrow. That's kind of exciting. And then I'm watching the Open Championship. There's some big rugby this weekend. I'm getting up at 3 a.m. Not super excited, but, you know, got to do it for the fun of it. And then there's UFC in New York this weekend. So that's exciting. What? Why are you shaking your head? Why don't you like UFC?
No, whatever.
Okay. By the way, speaking of fighting, did you see what WWE's doing?
No.
They're moving from PG to TV-14 now. I guess they're trying to get the younger audience back. So they're going to be able to swear.
I don't think changing to TV-14
more
changes anything. You can swear a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's just...
Yeah, no, whatever. Attitude Era is once in a lifetime, not going to happen again.
You don't think it's going to help get younger people to watch or more people to watch?
No, they're well past it. The characters are what makes you watch that stuff.
Also, another plug for my weekend is that I'll be doing the MLB show for us.
Oh, that's right, the draft show on Sunday.
We got to plug the brand.
Hell yeah. I love it. We do have the MLB draft show on Sunday. That'll be a good time. But let's get
with
into
your favorite
the show.
GM as the
We're going to get to my favorite GM at 8:45. So to anybody in the chat who is listening to this in a public environment,
oh boy.
With coworkers or family, kids or friends, 8:45 to about 8:58, you probably don't want to hear me talk. Outside of that, I think it's going to be a clean show. Having said that,
I like that one.
Having said that, the Red Wings free agency. We had the Winged Wheel podcast on yesterday. It was a good conversation with Brad. Steve Yzerman spoke yesterday and really dropped a lot of, I don't want to say gems, but he dropped a lot of what you can expect, and he said 6 to 7 new faces in the starting on the starting team compared to last year. You look at the 4 lines, they are going to drastically change, maybe outside of the first line. The Andrew Kopp signing, we'll get to Andrew Kopp in a little bit. But before I do, could you play the video of Steve Yzerman talking about Andrew Kopp and what it means for the team moving forward?
Yes. I just have to find that. I don't see it.
So Steve Yzerman spoke on Andrew Kopp. And I found it interesting that this was, if anything, not only their first signing, the guy they were looking for, especially in a free agency where centermen, or at least quality centermen, there were few and far in between. There was probably a handful. So, Chris, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
I don't see it in
All
here.
the way at the bottom.
All the way at the bottom?
All the way at the bottom.
All right, yep. Oh, got it.
All right, so let's play that video, and we'll be right back.
There was a small group of centermen that were free agents this year that we had some interest in. What we like about Andrew is, he is a centerman. He's 28 years of age. He's a very good athlete. He's very versatile. If you watched him this year with Winnipeg, you watched him when he went to the Rangers. He's playing center. He's playing the wing. He can play on the power play. We watch him against us here in Detroit, playing in the bumper in the middle on the power play. Plays on the penalty kill. He's a good face-off man. So he's very versatile. And at the age of 28, I'm comfortable offering a player a 5-year contract. We think he's a good athlete. We know he's a good athlete. We believe he takes real good care of himself. He's very professional. So at the age of 28, giving a guy a 5-year contract wasn't a concern for me.
All right, Andrew Kopp signing, I think it's a game changer for Detroit. Now, can they make a push for the playoffs? We'll get to that at 8:30. I do just want to focus on what Steve Yzerman has taught all of us. You deal with Jeff Blashill for years, right? Complaining about Blashill, team's not improving enough. Of course, winning. I love the conversations we have sometimes in this town, and I'm sure it happens in every town. But Detroit is a historic sports town, and the Wings are not a team that, really post Dead Wings era. They were one of the best, if not the featured franchise of the NHL. They had the longest playoff streak in NHL history, obviously. And then, of course, a few tough years. Here we are. Steve Yzerman comes into town. Time to rebuild the thing. Here we go. His first draft pick is now the Calder Trophy winner. And the trend I'm going to see, and that I hope you've all seen, is that Steve Yzerman isn't a GM, isn't an individual, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, everyone. Isn't the person that comes up to you or comes across to you as, hey, we need time. Give me a few years and, we'll turn it around. And then a few years go by because, let's be honest, you need time, right? You have to be fair to some people. Sometimes you do have to go into a rebuild. Fine. And then you give them time and they say, well, we need a little more time. And that is not the case with Steve Yzerman. He has gone about his business exactly how he said from the first day. From his first press conference to, we need time. It's going to suck for a little bit. We're going to build this team. We're going to build it through the draft. And when the time is right, we're going to make signings. Boy, didn't that all come to fruition over the last few days. Didn't that come to fruition over the last few days? Steve Yzerman did exactly what he told you he would do from his first press conference. And I think what I found most impressive is the timing. Timing matters so much in all of professional sports. I'll go to the NFL as an example. The timing on Tampa Bay having a pretty talented offense allowed them the opportunity to snag Tom Brady in free agency. You want to go to timing, let's say, in basketball. Timing the Warriors. They needed a few years to get right, get healthy. It allowed them to deal a few players, bring in an Andrew Wiggins, a Jordan Poole, send him to the G League, get him up for the season, get him ready. And now you have a championship team. Timing, precise moves, it matters in football. It matters in hockey, baseball, it matters in every sport. And with the Detroit Red Wings, what I love most is it went from Jeff Blashill will not return as our head coach. Fine, cool. I think we all were on board with it. No knock against you, Jeff. Congratulations, by the way, Jeff Blashill on his assistant coaching role in Tampa Bay. But that was the necessary move. And it was the necessary move not because I wanted it or you wanted it. It was necessary because eventually you can't just keep being bad and picking high. And Steve Yzerman recognizes this. You can't build a culture of winning, picking in the top 3, top 5, top 7 every year. That's not how this works. Especially hockey. You don't turn your team around suddenly. How long did it take Connor McDavid to make the playoffs with Edmonton? Hockey's a different sport. You can't just draft your version of LeBron James and everything comes together. So the Wings have been drafting and drafting over the last 3 years. Now the 4th draft Steve Yzerman has held. And finally you saw him spend. You saw him spend not on luxury big signings. You saw him spend on players' depth that would allow you to compete over an 82-game season because injuries do happen. But guys, what we saw was vintage Steve Yzerman. And you know what? Buffalo was a great example, Dabber. You draft Eichel all those years ago, and then you got to move on from him. And you keep drafting, and you have these players, but you keep sucking. A GM with a plan is such an asset. A GM with a vision, right? I like to believe Brad Holmes has a vision. I know, and I only know because Steve has proven it before. I know Steve has a vision, right? He did it in Tampa Bay. He's the only proven GM in town. Troy Weaver, I like to believe, has a vision, and we've seen it come to fruition over the last 2 years. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, The development of Sadiq Bey, identifying Isaiah Stewart as a potential fit in the modern NBA for his role, undersized guy. Like there have been trading Jeremy Grant for what he did, and then flipping it around for what he did again, a GM with a vision. Again, I like to believe Brad Holmes has one. We've seen what he's done in the draft, the moves he's been able to make to trade up in the draft, especially in the first round. That was ridiculous. Cool. GMs with a plan. I'm not going to acknowledge the Tigers. We're not going to do that this morning. So when you have a guy in charge that has a vision that you may not see all the time, and that's what being a leader is, by the way. Being a leader is making decisions where maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, people are like, man, really questioning this guy's decisions. How could he make these decisions? And then 6 months, 8 months later, everybody falls in line. Like, oh, you know what? Actually, that was the right decision. And maybe it wasn't the right decision the first few weeks. You know what? 6 months later, it's probably the right move. That's what being a leader is. And you absolutely have a leader in Steve Yzerman. He's done a hell of a job so far. This is just the beginning. He says also that he's not expecting to make any splash trades, any mega signings. They're basically done. I think it's going to be a quiet offseason. We're going to spend time with development camp, see how the kids do, see how they perform. And will this team be a playoff contender? I'll get to that at 8:30. I would be shocked if Steve Yzerman didn't do all of this. How do you hire your guy and send him out there with a team that you sent out last year? Just call it what it is. It was a plug-and-play offense. The power play was a disaster. Well, probably one of the worst defensive pairings in all of the league across the board outside of having Mo Sider. So it wasn't good. It just wasn't. And you can't give up the second most goals again like you did last year. So this is a team that's going to be, I think, in the running for a playoff spot, but we'll get into detail in just a few minutes. But before we go, I need to tell you about MyBookie. Ladies and gentlemen, MyBookie, bet from anywhere, anytime using MyBookie. If you haven't signed up today, make sure you visit mybookie.com and sign up using promo code Woodward. They will match your first deposit. Take advantage of their special offer. If you struggle with gambling, please call 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Alrighty, Academy of Warren. They have a brand new state-of-art basketball court. They have football, they have field house, they have basketball court, volleyball court, and a soccer field. Also has 7-on-7 football. That is Academy of Warren. They have an AM/PM latchkey, K through 8, kindergarten through 8th grade, that features small classroom sizes, so great for learning, small learning size, learning street. They have a futuristic media center, breakfast, free lunch and breakfast, academy games, and K through 8 athletics. Enroll today. Go to academyofwarren.net today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Fish, thank you so much. We're going to play a little game today.
Oh, I love games.
All right, we're going to play a little game. It's going to be called Would You Rather. And we're going to go through all the NFC quarterbacks. All right, we're going to go around the NFC. And we are going to answer the tough questions. Would you rather have Jared Goff or a specific other quarterback? And the first one we're going to start with is Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts. Would you rather have Jared Goff or Jalen Hurts? Now, I do want to qualify this. we're gonna go on a example or comparison basis. Comparing Goff and Brady, for example, it's a no-brainer. If you told me for the next 10 years, well, obviously you'd prefer the quarterback that's probably going to be playing 10 years from now. Having said that, I will do my best to explain any bias I have. And we'll go from there. But let's start with Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff. This is a tricky one, right? Jalen Hurts leads the Eagles last season, him and Nick Sirianni, to the playoffs, which was impressive. They were a wild card team. They probably had no business making the playoffs given their offense was anemic at times and also explosive. What I would say is one of the things about Jared Goff that makes him so good is he, like many quarterbacks, is a product of his environment, right? The more you support him, the better he plays. And that's not always the case, but it is the case for the most part. So would I rather have a young, mobile, dynamic, currently quarterback or Jared Goff? I'll put it in this context. If I put Jalen Hurts on the Lions and Jared Goff on the Lions, would the Lions be better with Goff, or would they be better with Jalen Hurts? That's a tough one for me. I think Jared Goff is a much cleaner thrower of the football. Yes, the Lions have a top-tier offensive line. Yes, the offense and really the run game will probably be much more dynamic with Jalen Hurts. I just don't see... You have to build your offense around Jalen Hurts, similar to what Baltimore has to do with Lamar Jackson. If I'm picking between the two for the Lions this year, I'm like at 51-49, and I'm probably sticking with Goff for the year. But damn it, moving forward, how do you say no to Jalen Hurts? How do you say no? On to the next one. Dak Prescott or Jared Goff? I think this is a no-brainer, actually. And I could have argued that a no-brainer could have been Jalen Hurts given his potential, given his age. But as much as I don't like Dak Prescott as a quarterback, as much as I don't like him as a $40 million quarterback, these two do have one thing in common. They are both overpriced and overrated. Neither are franchise quarterbacks. Neither are quarterbacks that you will spend a decade competing for a possible Super Bowl appearance with. So who would I rather have? Clearly Dak Prescott. I don't believe that's even a conversation. But I do want to know what you guys think so far. A Goff over Hurts and Dak over Goff. Do we have any issues in the chat? Do we have any issues? We're going to all agree, I believe, on Prescott, so we'll move on to the next one. Again, probably another no-brainer. I guess me and myself.
I don't know how that happened. Hold up.
The next one, Aaron Rodgers or Jared Goff. This
Here we go.
sucks. This sucks because I really don't like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's really extremely talented and extremely overrated as well. But it's Aaron Rodgers, and it's not even close. Like, if I told you, would you rather have Aaron Rodgers for the next 5 years or Jared Goff, you would tell me Aaron Rodgers, and I would agree. He's just immensely more talented. Aaron Rodgers is the definition of a franchise quarterback. Jared Goff had one moment, 1 year, one instance where he looked like a franchise quarterback. He hasn't been that since, so it's Aaron Rodgers, not even close. The next person on the list, Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. I think this is a no-brainer. And I'm a huge Carson Wentz fan. I really do think he's a capable quarterback. But I'm taking Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff has more mental capabilities, I believe, intangibles, than Carson Wentz. There's something in his head that doesn't make sense to me. Guy can make the throws, get out of the pocket. He's mobile, he's agile, and he's somehow limited. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Carson Wentz, in a heartbeat, I would take Jared Goff over Carson Wentz. I don't believe that's close, and the chat also believes it's not even close, so I'm glad we're on the same page there. We'll move on. You asked about this earlier, all of you in the chat. This isn't Again, this is one of the qualifiers I brought up earlier. Brady or Goff. For the season, I'm taking Brady. Really, for any season, it's not even close.
Of course.
And yeah, it's not even close. This one's going to be a quick one. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This is the GOAT. I'm taking him over any quarterback in NFL history in any instance, in any point of his career, over anybody. There's no better quarterback ever than Tom Brady. That's not even a discussion. This is another interesting one, right? I hear all the New Orleans Saints fans.
Why does it keep doing that? Hold on.
Because you keep pressing buttons you shouldn't be pressing.
I'm locking it in. Hold up. I got you. Right here. It's good now.
Jameis Winston. Or Jared Goff. Again, I think this is a no-brainer, just like the Carson Wentz one. I think it's Jared Goff, and it's not even close. It's Jared Goff, and it's not even close. And I don't believe I'm biased. I like to believe that I spent a lot of time last night looking at all these comparisons, all these quarterbacks. I really don't think anybody is going to say Jameis Winston over Jared Goff. I just don't believe that to be the case. There's one comment I do want to address. You would take Peyton Manning over... Bro, prime Peyton Manning got dicked by prime Tom Brady. What are we talking about here? Do you remember those trips to Foxborough? Do you remember those trips to Indianapolis even? Stop it. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he has his own subsection. He's by himself, and then we can have our Marinos, our Elways, our Montanas, our Mannings. I don't care. But Brady's in his own class, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, it's not even close. Stop it. Stop it. I remember when Peyton Manning won his first title with Denver. Oh, look at Peyton. Tom Brady could never leave New England and do what Peyton Manning did in Denver. Bitch, please. He's done better. Unbelievable. Guy led the NFL in yards and touchdowns last year. On to the next one. Kirk Cousins, divisional rival. Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff. Now, this one is really close. And it's really close because I think they're both good, accurate throwers of the football. Is Jared Goff more clutch than Kirk Cousins? I don't think you can make that argument. I think Kirk Cousins gets a bad rap. He's coming off his best season ever, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Kirk Cousins, for me, I think Kirk Cousins is the obvious choice, actually. I don't think this one's close. I take back what I said. I want to give Jared Goff the benefit of the doubt, but he has to go out and do it this year. I would love to revisit the Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff conversation 12 months from now, 10 months from now, 8 months from now. Just not now. Right now, it's Kirk Cousins. It's not even close. If I told you Jared Goff was the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, would you have them winning more games than what they have right now with Kirk Cousins? I think you would say no. I don't believe they would win as much. So, moving on to the next player, I'm going to take Kirk Cousins in this instance. What have the Vikings done since 2017? You really want to go there, dude? You can come back to me real quick. Since 2017, they've been to a conference championship game, and they've been to the divisional round, and they've finished second in the division 3 of those 4 years. So you tell me what they've done since 2017 and what the Lions have done since 2017. The Vikings are an average team. I believe this year they're going to win the division. But don't sit there and act like the Vikings haven't been a quality team over the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Stop it. All right, next one. Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff.
Of course.
On to the next one. It's Matthew Stafford. I mean, guys, come on. Again, there's tiers to it, right? The one on the right is a franchise quarterback. The one on the left is unproven. He had one instance in his career, Jared Goff, I believe it was 2018, where he looked like a franchise quarterback. And you're like, damn, that guy can be elite. But the guy on the right has always been elite. And his one season removed from incompetency, he wins a Super Bowl. It's not even a conversation, guys. This one, so I wasn't going to do this, but out of respect, I'm sure you guys all watch him, Dose of Dion. So I tuned in yesterday. I always like to give Dion support. I love Dion. He's a great dude. Dion made the case that he would take Jared Goff over Kyler Murray. And I'm not going to say anything right now. I want you, all of you in the chat, to tell me why you would take Jared Goff. I want you to make the case for me why you would take Goff over Kyler. I do want to know. I do want to know. Would you take Jared Goff over Kyler Murray, and why? Does it make sense to you? For me, it doesn't. For a multitude of reasons. One is a dynamic quarterback who is on the rise, who's only going to get better. The other is in a situation where we're still trying to figure out, can he even play in the league at a level that warrants him having a contract that he has? Kyler quit on his team in the playoffs. That is baloney. No, he didn't. They got outplayed by the Rams, the eventual Super Bowl champions. He didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. It was on one leg. What? Oh, James Conner? Yeah, okay. Christian Kirk? Okay, we're laughing about the contract he got. Stop it. You want to say Kyler Murray in the second half of the season has fallen off the last few years? I'm okay with that. Also, keep in mind, we're having that same issue with his head coach. Injuries matter. I'm taking Kyler Murray over Jared Goff. I mean, what are we doing? Without Cliff, Kyler Murray crumbles. You guys really don't watch football. If anything, we're talking about Cliff Kingsbury on the hot seat this year, given all the hot starts they've had to the season and the fall-offs. And Kyler Murray playing injured down the stretch throughout the season, trying to save their season, but he can't because he's throwing to a bunch of nobodies. Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk, without DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, missing DeAndre Hopkins hurts. You're going to see what happens to Aaron Rodgers this year. He won't be an MVP candidate again. Goff over Kyler Murray. You guys are on drugs. You know what? All of you that are in the chat that selected Goff over Kyler, I want you to message me personally on Twitter. I'm going to make a big party. All right? We're going to invite Dion over, and we're going to have a drug party with all you. You're all going to do coke. You're all going to do whatever drugs you want, and you're all going to have to explain to me how the hell this is going to work. I really don't understand it. Last one. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. It's not even close. Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield? Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield? It's not even close. Jared Goff, 100%. Jared Goff, I can rely on mentally to be available for my football team. I can rely on Jared Goff. Now, is Jared Goff more talented? I wouldn't say he's more talented. I would say they're roughly as talented as each other. I think Baker is a decent quarterback, like I think Jared is a decent quarterback. But Goff has many intangibles that Baker Mayfield just doesn't, and there's a reason why he's smiling there with a Carolina Panthers jersey on after winning a playoff game not too long ago. Give me Jared Goff over Baker Mayfield any day of the week. When we get back, can the Detroit Red Wings make a push for the playoffs? I'm excited. Lots to talk about there with all the moves. 8 new signings in total. I'm excited for what the future is of Hockeytown. But before we do, I got to tell you about Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Your fitness is essential. Get started today. 0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Visit planetfitness.com or visit one of their many Metro Detroit locations. Get to a Planet Fitness near you, and we'll see you in just a bit.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Alrighty, Alta, Woodward Sports and Alta and the American Cancer Society presents The Big Dig. It is this weekend, tomorrow, July 16th at 275 East Highland in Howell, Michigan. The Big Dig allows children of all ages hands-on experience and introduction to the field of STEAM. Alta's professionalism will help you in the driver's seat. Bring the whole family for the Big Dig tomorrow, July 16th, in lovely Howell, Michigan. Adam, have you been to Howell, Michigan?
I haven't.
You have not. Okay.
No.
Maybe you should go to the Big Dig
I will
tomorrow.
be there. I will be there.
It's 11 to 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe you should stop on by. 11
I
to
will.
3 a.m.
I'll be there.
Or 3
I'll be
p.m.
there.
Whatever it is.
God bless you,
Go
Fish.
for it.
Get the hell out of here.
Uptime matters.
Get the hell out of here.
I will.
All right. All right. You know what? I did want to talk Wings. You know what? I'm going to stick to the plan. I have a pet peeve. I'm frustrated for us. I'm going to associate all of us as a group of individuals that like to spend their mornings together, right? All of you listening, whether it's at home, on YouTube, watching on YouTube, listening through the app, whatever you're listening to. I want to acknowledge that. I think we're a group of individuals that at the end of the day do support relatively the same teams, right? I think we're all Detroit sports supporters at the end of the day. So there is one thing that is bothering the absolute living hell out of me. And it has to do with maybe a revisionist history we have on a certain individual, but I'll get to that later. Let's focus on the Red Wings. Steve Yzerman, like I mentioned earlier, went about his business the way he did. Andrew Kopp, Oli Mora, David Perron, just to name a few signings he made. The team got a lot better. The team became more difficult to play against. He shored up your top two defensive line pairings. That is vital. Now, Hornick and Sider will be able to play with the two new signings. I think you've shored up your top four defensemen. And that's solid. That's solid. There's going to be improvement. You've traded for a goalie that a lot of people are very pleased about. You have Nedeljkovic going into his second season now. You have Sebastian Casa training, developing, getting groomed, I would say, to come up in the next 2 to 3 years. So, what's the expectation? What's the expectation for the Red Wings, right? 8 new signings. New faces on the team. New defensive pairings. New forward lines. Your top three lines on the offense are basically being completely revamped. I know right now it's Bertuzzi, Larkin, and Raymond. Supposedly that's not changing. But let's say it does. Again, this isn't Blashill making the lines. This is a new head coach. You have Derek Lalonde making the decisions now. He will be evaluating everybody throughout camp, throughout the offseason. He will be deciding which lines he believes will be the most productive, which players have the most chemistry with other individuals. Maybe line one's a shoo-in, but everything else will be changing. And they will be significantly better than they were last year. They won't be picking in the top 5, top 7, top 10. They will be significantly better. And if you paid attention yesterday, I mentioned this was a team last season that finished with an abundance of injuries, an abundance of holes, right? Their power play unit was probably one of the bottom 6 in the league. They finished with 74 points. 74 points. Based on wins above, based on your expected wins above from last season now, going into this year, they're projected at 94 points based on all the signings they've made. 94 points. 94 points last season isn't enough to top the Bruins, who finished with 107 points, yeah. So 94, does it get you in? Maybe, but not really. You're not getting in at the with 94 points last year. You don't make it in the Atlantic. You don't make it in the Metropolitan. So where do you make it? So are they a playoff team? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see a significant drop-off from certain teams who have gotten better. Now, again, 94 points, you're getting really close. Let me put it this way. I expect the Detroit Red Wings to be playing meaningful games in February, March, April. Meaningful games. Will playoff hockey return to the LCA? I'll say I'm optimistic about it. You have to consider a few key factors. Is Jakub Vrana going to have a 73, 75 games played season? Because if he does, he's a 40-plus goal scorer easily. Easily. So, I'm trying to wrap my head around the idea that this team can approach that 100-point mark. It's a young team still. It's gotten a lot more experience. You have Stanley Cup winners now joining the team. Is that enough? And again, can Derek Lalonde's coaching and schematics completely change the aspect of how this team does play, and they play completely differently, and they're more aggressive offensively, and you see their defensemen even getting more involved? Maybe. Maybe. We see how vital Victor Hedman is to the Lightning. Maybe that will be a Mort Seider moving forward, and maybe his offensive game takes the next step, at least in terms of goal scoring. But to see a playoff team, I would at least say it's understandable. I at least get why we're talking about a playoff team. I think meaningful hockey games in March and April, that's the expectation. I'm not going to throw playoff expectations on them because they are still so young, because it is year one. But if I'm honest, guys, again, Steve Yzerman doesn't make those moves unless he's ready to go out and win with that coach. And I'm going to say the expectation in the building, behind closed doors, from the front office, from the coaching staff, I think is playoff expectations. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Do you think that the Red Wings are where you expect the Pistons to be next year?
Say that again.
Do you expect the Red? Do you look at the Red Wings right now in this year, chasing for the playoffs? A young team, but chasing for the playoffs. Maybe not getting there. Is that where you see the Pistons, or do you have a higher ceiling for them? Because we've talked about it before, and I don't think we're really confident in the Pistons making the play in this year. Where we're looking more towards next year.
Yeah, what I would say is I'm more confident in the Red Wings to make the playoffs this year than the Pistons.
Yeah.
I think behind closed doors, expectations are playoffs. Is it gun to your head playoff expectations? No. But again, Yzerman wasn't going to bring in his coach and not give him ample talent, ample ammunition to go out and try at least to make a run. I'll say this. They'll be in the contention. They'll be in contention for the playoffs. That's the best way I can put it. I'm not going to sit here and say there'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4 seed. 5 seed, 6 seed even. If they're going to make it, it's going to be as a 7 or 8. And they're probably getting bounced in the first round. And that's okay. Early in the process, new head coach, up-and-coming talent. Still need a lot of things to add to this team in the future. Not going to get it all done in one off season. So I would say the Wings compete for the playoffs. I think they contend. And the Pistons, unless Saddiq Bey is an all-star and Cade Cunningham's an all-star this year, it's really tough for me to put them in. It just is. They're so young, so inexperienced. And one of the things I struggle wrapping my head around is Luka came in year 2, and I don't believe they made the playoffs with Luka. And he was he was a damn near superstar by year 2. Mm-hmm. So if Cade is a superstar this season, right? 23, 6 and 8, 23, 7 and 8. Let's just say he's just unbelievable. And Saddiq is 23, 24 a night. Yeah, I could see them pushing for the play-in, but they're still very young. Killian Hayes coming off the bench. What's that going to look like? Is he going to finally take the step we all want to see him take? Isaiah Stewart has done an immense job upgrading his three-point shot. Hell of a job. Jalen Duren's still a baby. Jaden Ivey is a baby. Isaiah Livers, it's tough for me to see playing. It really is. Yeah. But if Pistons fans want to go that direction, the only way I see it happening is if Saddiq Bey is a borderline all-star, 23, 24 a night, and Cade Cunningham just takes over the league.
I agree. That's the cards. That's how the cards would have to break for the Pistons this year if they wanted to be in the playoffs. But next year, would you then assume that the Pistons are a shoe-in to the playoffs? And that would be kind of like like with the Red Wings, would you be higher on the Pistons' playoff chances next year than the Red Wings' chances this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Not this upcoming season for the Pistons, but 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll have Cade Cunningham in year 3, Bey in year 4, Ivy in year 2. I think then we're talking a 7-8 seed, possibly 6 seed, depending on how the East forms and how it reshapes. And I think what you have is, again, if the players are what we think they are, we're talking about a young core of 3 that will be a problem in the NBA. So, yeah, I would be more confident in the Pistons 2 years from now of making the playoffs than the Wings this year. But again, Steve Yzerman doesn't go out and make these signings without the intention and the expectation. Again, you're going to have 2 top-tier centermen, Dylan Lark and Andrew Kopp. You're going to have 2 goal scorers, Raymond and Verana. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. So I think the Wings will be in contention for a final spot in the playoffs. Will they get it? That's a wait and see. So I'm interested to see how it plays out, but we'll get to that later on during the season. I'm excited for both the Wings and the Pistons, but we got to go to break. When we get back, how bad is bad? And how bad is bad enough? And how long do you let the motherfucker that doesn't know how to cut your lawn, botches everything, ruins everything, doesn't even put down the weed killer, doesn't even edge your grass, cuts it unevenly, doesn't even throw away the waste after?
Yeah, I love that guy. I want to stab those people.
How long do you let that guy cut your grass?
Not very long.
I'd hope so.
A second.
I believe that's the general consensus in America.
You pull
so
it
America,
mid-cut.
I'm going to ask you while we go to break, and you can put this on in the poll. Would you allow the worst lawn cutter in the world to cut your lawn at a fee of $10,000 a year? Would you do it? Would you do it?
I'm getting the poll ready.
I want to know. And I'll tell you why I'm saying all this when we get back. But before we do, I got to tell you about the Mulligan. Brought to you by Gypsy Vodka, 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade, mixed well. The Mulligan is your go-to drink of the summer. Whether you're on the golf course with Fish, Chris, or myself, or you're hanging out in the backyard having a few drinks with the boys, it is the perfect drink for any occasion. Find the Mulligan at a local golf course near you, and of course visit TotalWine.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Oh boy, chili peppers tan. It's kind of sunny today, but hey, anyways, you want to go to Chili Peppers Tan because you're going to join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tan and will get the best deals. Plus, they want to beat all competitors by $5. Chili Peppers has the hottest balls, the hottest deals, and the darkest tan. They have 26 locations in the great state of Michigan, and they have more on the way. How do you not like Chili Peppers Tan? I should go there. Look, I'm really white. I mean, every day. I was going to say today, but I'm white every day. Chili Peppers Tan today. Go to Chili Peppers Tan. Chili Peppers Tan.
Chili Peppers Tan.
And there's that freaking wreck.
Hey, can I bring something up? Because I saw a poll yesterday that I retweeted for Detroit sports people. It was about Avila, and I thought you might want to comment on this.
All right.
So they had keep Avila, they had bring back Matt Patricia, bring back Matt Millen, or keep Sweet Lou out of the Hall of Fame. Which one would you have picked?
Say it one more time.
So keep Avila, bring back Matt Patricia, bring back Matt Millen, or keep Sweet Lou out of the Hall of Fame.
I would keep Lou out of the Hall of Fame. Sorry. And keep Lou out of the Hall of Fame. I am not dealing with any of that ever again.
Do you want to know the percentages?
Yeah.
So it went down. It was as of yesterday, it was 55% keep LV. It's now down to 39%. He's winning, by the way, 39 to 38. Sweet Lou is 38. LV was 39.
All right. Well, look, Chris,
So-
please get the poll up in the YouTube chat.
I mean, that kind of shows you what you want.
Would you allow the person who sucks the most in the entire world cut your lawn? The guy that's the worst at cutting lawn, would you allow him to cut your lawn for 8 straight years?
No.
And him tell you that you're doing a hell of a job, and that he's doing a hell of a job, and everything's going right, and they're almost getting it right. They're figuring it out. I want to know how you can keep a job. How you can look me in my face, how you can look me with a straight face, and tell me this fat, no good mother, you know what, should be in a job. I want to know. Fish, get the hell in the booth, dude. You're not sitting there. Get up.
I can't sit here for
No,
6 minutes.
no. Go to the booth. Go.
The booth's
Now.
here. What's going to happen? What's going to change in the
Now.
next 5
Mute your mic. Shut the hell up. Go. Go. Get up. Jesus Christ.
Have you been this angry all morning?
Go sit in your chair. Bunch of weirdos out here. All right, I want to know who answered yes. All right, look, you pieces of you know what. I'm not dealing with this morning. Here, I'll give you a better example. A surgeon, all right? You are taking your child or your loved one into the operating room. Would you prefer the surgeon who in his last 100 operations has killed 95 people? Or would you take the guy that in his last 100 operations has only killed 1?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Who would you trust more to keep your family member alive?
I have trust issues, so.
That's a you problem. Nothing to do with the doctors. They did nothing to you. If you go to McDonald's and they mess up your order every single time, and it's the same person, would you expect them to be in a job for long?
Nope.
Well, guess what? If you work for the Detroit Tigers, you can keep your job no matter what the fuck you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could commit treason, murder, doesn't matter. Oh, murder? Hey, we'll give you a raise. Al, we love you, buddy. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. How could I forget? They won 6 games in a row. Whoop-de-fucking-do, right? And that just changes everything now. I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, they won 6 games in a row. We have idiots that work here that actually, oh, well, they're going to make the playoffs. They could make the playoffs.
Several people, by the way.
You know why you're called a fucking dumbass? That's why.
Wow, Jesus.
Any of you. Ridiculous. They finally put together a series of 6 straight wins, and then they shave off Ramon Santiago's head, and everybody's feeling good. Avila wakes up, brings in donuts for everybody, even though he eats them all.
I love donuts.
I wish you would bring it donuts.
Yeah, you would be
What are we doing
a
here?
great person if you brought in donuts.
Sunday is the MLB draft, guys. Sunday is the draft. You have the number 12 overall pick. You really trust that guy to make that decision again? Do you? Do you really?
No, but it's going to happen.
I know it's going to happen. Like, what does Avila need to do to lose his job? Does he need to kill somebody? Does he need to commit adultery? Does he need to be caught with child pornography on his phone? Like, what is it? What? What is bad enough? I was too young. And not only too young, I wasn't doing sports talk when Matt Millen was around, all right? So I didn't get to fully experience the frustration a lot of you fans did, right? And I'm sure people in the media had to deal with. But I don't want to hear, well, Matt Millen's in his own wing. He's so This motherfucker is that bad.
Oh.
All right? It's not a, oh, is Avila as bad as... No. They are the same. They are equal now. We are done. And it's not just about, oh, the Tigers lost a few games in a row. Hey. What'd you expect? What'd you expect? They've been teetering between 15 and 19 games under 500 most of the year. And because they got to, what, 9, 10, 11 games under, or they were 8 games back of the wild card, that they were suddenly going to figure it out, and they were suddenly going to start swinging the bats? Candelario, Grossman, hey, Tucker Barnhart, hey, Avila for the W, baby. Hey. Congratulations. You drafted Riley Green, Tarek Skubal. Where are all you fanboys that talk to me about Alex Faedo? Huh? And let me tell you, Alex Faedo, Adham, Avila found a gem there. Guys, when are we just going to be honest? The guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. All right? Chris Illich, I don't even want to acknowledge you. This is pathetic. You're allowing somebody to run a team that your father took so much pride in down the stretch. And you're allowing him to run it into the ground. And you don't care. And don't tell me you care. Don't tell me this team is out of the rebuild. Don't tell me a damn thing. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing out of your mouth until that fat fuck is fired.
Oh my goodness. You weren't lying about hide your kids away from the segment.
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. I warned you guys.
This poll is getting dangerously close to 50-50.
See, that's why I brought up that other poll.
My lawn is like a 5x5.
We're back on lawns now.
Anyone can cut that grass. I'll take her 10 grand.
Anyone?
You guys phrased the poll wrong. It's not you get 10 grand. You have to pay the motherfucker 10 grand.
Oh my goodness. Stop swearing.
I definitely got the poll.
Yeah, I think all of you got the poll wrong.
I'm not paying anybody to cut my lawn. Are you kidding me? My landlord does that.
How do you not?
I can't.
Oh my god.
I'm like really losing my mind.
You're tweaking right now.
I am. I'm getting really frustrated.
It's scary.
Like, guys, I'm not going to sit here and talk about Torkelson needs to be called down. You know, he needs to get his confidence back. Bro, he dominated A-ball, AA, and AAA. He's done that. He needs to figure out how to hit in the majors. He needs to pull up his big boy pants. He needs to make contact and start hitting the goddamn baseball. Next, Riley Green struck out 4 times yesterday. Okay, not indicative of who he's going to be moving forward. I don't care. But you guys tell me why I need to go another goddamn day with this guy as the head coach, or excuse me, general manager of this baseball team? I just want to know. I don't get it anymore. Everything's okay in town. Do we need to like start a riot? What do they call them? A protest? Is that what we need to do? March down Woodward? Fire Avila?
Whatever you want to do.
With a bunch of pastrami and pork around
Got
it?
your back.
Just frustrated. I don't get it. Brad Holmes, everybody in the room, feel free to answer when I ask these questions. Do you believe at home, and everybody in the chat, please answer. Do you believe Brad Holmes has a vision and a plan for this football team, yes or no?
Yes.
Fish?
A fixable.
Yes or no?
Is it fixable? I mean, not really.
Buddy,
Yes.
do you believe Brad Holmes has a plan for this football team?
Yes.
Maddie, you said yes. Chris?
Yes.
Do you believe Steve Eiserman has a plan for this hockey team?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
As of now.
3 yeses across the board.
Why is there playing?
Do we
of
believe
now.
Troy Weaver has a plan for his basketball team?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but having
Shut up, Fish. Do we believe Avila has a plan for this baseball team?
Yeah, just not a winning way. Or however way he wants it. He has a plan. It's not the plan we like.
There's no way in hell he has a plan for this baseball team.
He
You
has
know what his
no,
plan
hold
is?
on.
Save up enough money
No,
for
bitch.
retirement.
There's no way in hell he has a plan for
He
this
does.
baseball
He has a
team.
plan.
Fish, you
It's
couldn't
selling
plan.
away all the people.
You couldn't plan to be as
suck
bad
this
as
guy.
Avila. It is a gift from God. Jesus, Buddha, I don't care I don't care. The gods have gifted Matt Millen and Brad Holmes a unique, innate ability to suck absolute fucking dick at their jobs and still keep it. Unbelievable. What a blessing they have been born with. Unbelievable. Imagine being bad for 8 years and be like, oh, we got to give this guy a contract extension, don't we? Boy, let me tell you, we're out of the rebuild, and now we're 20 games under 500, but damn, we're out of the rebuild. How many more mornings do I have to talk about this guy?
At least 2
When
more
are you
years.
just going to look yourself in the mirror and say, all right, I'm not good enough for this job. I should probably resign. Take some goddamn pride in yourself. You're not good at your job. You're just not.
Good luck
You're
on
just
resigning.
I know.
I'm not talking to you, Matt. Killing me here. What plan? There's no plan. There is no plan. The plan is to sugarcoat it to Chris, right? Make him get hyped. And that's it. There is no plan. Where are the prospects you're going to maneuver for talented players? You guys asked me the other day what was the first thing I would do if I was the GM. I would decimate. I would tear apart this roster. I would get rid of Grossman. I would get rid of Candelario. I would get rid of some people in the farm system. I would consider trading. I would trade Akil Badu. I would get rid of as many of these loser players as possible. And I would make some impact free agent signings. And I would try to trade these guys for at least something that I could use to maneuver later on.
Wasn't his plan the farm system?
What farm system, buddy?
I mean, there is no farm.
Having a farm system isn't a farm system when you're drafting top 5, top 7 every year.
Okay, me and you see that. Apparently, he does not see
Yeah,
that.
well, no,
so that's his plan. Everyone has a plan.
He doesn't. He does not.
It's
He doesn't have a plan,
very
buddy.
blurry
He
plan.
has a plan to get
It's an
fatter
old
every day,
plan.
but that's about it.
Yeah, it's a plan that I like to eat donuts,
God
but
bless
it's
you,
still
Fish.
a plan.
We're going to go to break. When we get back, top of the hour, over-under wins
Bedrock.
for the upcoming Big Ten football season. I'm excited to do this. First time we're doing it. Won't be the last. We'll probably do another one, I would say, mid-August, so about a month from now. We'll do it again, and then we'll give our final predictions going into the season. But for now, over-under a win total edition for the Big Ten. But before we go, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about our good friends at the Sports Marketing Agency?
Yes, I can. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness about fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
If you are looking for something fun to do this weekend or looking for something that you can beat Adham at, look no further than the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That is home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They have 2 ways to play, $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right. We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Glad I didn't have an aneurysm during that segment.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't.
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
It just is. And I was 6 years old in 2000. I was 6. My dad's frustrations I picked up on. But I did not experience the Matt Millen era the way a lot of you did. I didn't. I just didn't. Do I have the knowledge, the historical reference, the ability to go back because I grew up with YouTube and technology to go back and watch and listen? Yeah, of course. But I didn't deal with the everyday waking up knowing that this mother effer is the GM of my football team. Well, I'm dealing with it now with Avila, and it's just driving me crazy. Over, under win totals for the Big Ten teams this upcoming season. I'll start. And before I start, actually, feel free, all of you, to give me an answer in the chat. We won't do a poll for it. You just put your number down. We'll start with Michigan State. This is based on Caesars Sportsbooks, by the way. We took their odds for today. 7.5 wins. Michigan State football this season. Over or under. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to smash the over on this. Michigan State football.
Smashing the over, okay.
Yeah, we're smashing the over. Now, do I think Michigan football is capable of... let's just call it what it is. Do I think they have a tricky schedule this season? Sure. I still think there's winnable games on the schedule. They're going to start 3-4-0 easily. Probably 5-0. They got Western, they got Akron, Washington, Minnesota, and Maryland. That's a 5-0 start for Michigan State, in my opinion. As of right now, I think they're a 5-0 team. They're going to lose at home against Ohio State. I don't see how anybody's going to beat Ohio State. It's not just a Michigan State problem. Will they beat Wisconsin for homecoming? We'll leave that on the side for now. So they're 5-1 right now. I think they lose to Michigan this year, 5-2. I think they beat Illinois, Rutgers, and Indiana, 8-2. At Penn State's always tricky. That's 8-3. So you throw in the Wisconsin game, let's say they lose it and they're 8-4. Well, guys, they're still over. Michigan State easily on the over. I don't know how you make a real argument where you tell me, hey, Adam, just so you know, Michigan State are only going to win 7 games this year.
No, they're going to win 8.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you know what? Their counterpart, which has a much more friendly schedule than they do, 8 home games, I believe, this season for the Michigan Wolverines. They open up Colorado State.
Oh, the Rams.
1-0. Hawaii, 2-0.
Yeah.
Connecticut, 3-0. Maryland, 4-0. And their first challenge on the road against Iowa. I think that's a tricky game. So the over-under win total for Michigan this year, who I think is the second most offensively talented team this year, is 9.5 wins. Over-under 9.5 wins. I'm going to say they lose at the moment. This is not definite. I'm going to say they lose to Iowa. They go on to beat Indiana. They go on to beat Penn State. They go on to beat Michigan State. They'll beat Rutgers. They'll beat Nebraska. They'll beat Illinois. So they will run the table outside of at Iowa and until they get to Columbus, where I believe they will get their heads put through their own asses. Not because I don't think Michigan isn't a good football team, but Ohio State for me is a top 2, top 3 team in the country this year. They're just that good. So there's no way around it, guys. Sorry.
Is the Michigan State game at Michigan?
Yes, it is. So based on this schedule, I have Michigan winning 10 games. So I'm smashing the over on Michigan as well. Michigan, to me, are a 10-win football team this year. I would be very surprised if they walk into Ohio State 9-2. If Michigan walk into the Ohio State game 9-2 with that schedule, they've likely lost at home again to Mel Tucker, and they probably dropped either on the road to Iowa or on the road to somebody else in the Big Ten. There's no other loss on this schedule for me with that team. They're still a talented team. Are they going to be as good as they were defensively last season? Probably not. It's probably not going to happen. No, they're not going to be that good. But I think offensively they're going to be a lot better. And they would be a hell of a lot better if J.J. McCarthy was the starting quarterback. So here we are. So far, over-under win totals. Michigan State, I have over at 7.5. Michigan, over at 9.5. Ohio State, the obvious one. So theirs is tricky. And I think it's not only tricky, it's the easiest bet to make in the country, arguably right now, because there's a push involved. It's really not much risk. Over under 11 wins for Ohio State. I think they run the table and go 12-0. I just do. Now, what the odds are on the over between the under, I think that's where you got to figure out how you want to make your money this year. But if you look at Ohio State's schedule this year, they do have a few games on there that are losable games. There are losable games, especially early on, right? They're home to start the season against Notre Dame, which I think they win, but Marcus Freeman, it looks like, is going to be a damn good replacement for Brian Kelly. And then they have a cupcake schedule up until they visit East Lansing. And that's, again, anytime you have a good team on the road against another good team, everybody, it's upset alert time. Get ready for the upset. I think Michigan State has a sour taste in their mouth from the ass whooping they got by Ohio State last season. So you could point to 2 games this year, in my opinion, 2 games this year, where if it was going to cost me the over-under for Ohio State, it would be on the road to Penn State and on the road to Michigan State. I don't see I don't see Ohio State losing at home in any game this year, let alone to Michigan or Notre Dame. Not going to happen. I just don't see it happening right now. I just don't. So the over-under at 11, they likely will either be a push at 11 or they will be undefeated and be 12-0. It's one of the two. And I don't think it's close. I just don't. I think Ohio State's clearly the best team in the country. Outside of Georgia and Bama, is there a better team? Is there a better team than Ohio State outside of Georgia and Bama? And who's 4? Because I don't even think 4 in the country is close to Ohio State. You've got 3 damn good teams this year. Damn good teams. It's going to be a hell of a playoff race. We'll move on to some other Big Ten teams. Penn State, obviously, a team at 8.5 over-under for their win total. What you guys think of their schedule this year? We'll go over it real quick. Like I said, they are home to Ohio State. They are on the road to Michigan. Those are 2 losses I do see happening. They are home to they are home to Michigan State, but I like Michigan State and Mel Tucker, man. I like James Franklin a lot at Penn State. I just don't know enough that this team has in the tank, because they're going to lose to Auburn. They're going to lose to Michigan. They're going to lose to Ohio State. So going into the Michigan State game at the end of the year, they will have 3 losses. So they are 8-3 at that moment, which means their over-under is 8.5. So they need to beat Michigan State. Everything else on their schedule, I think, is very straightforward. Ohio, Purdue, Central, Northwestern, Minnesota, Maryland, Indiana, Rutgers, all wins. All wins for Penn State. They should win those games. But can they beat one of the 4 teams that I'm about to name? And if they can, you smash the over. If they can't, You take the under. Can they beat Auburn on the road? I say no. Can they beat Michigan on the road? No. Can they upset Ohio State at home? If it's a night game, they do the whiteout, who knows? Penn State's always a threat. But I would still say no. And can they beat Michigan State at home? I think that's going to be a close game this year. It was an interesting game last year between the two schools, but I'll leave it as a toss-up. So if I had to take the over, I wouldn't. I would take the under for Penn State. I think Penn State goes 8-4 this season in college play without any bowl games. I think they're an 8-4 football team. They have a very friendly schedule, but they also have a very difficult top end of it. Auburn, Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. Good luck. Good luck. You go 1-3, take the over. I don't think they go 1-3. I think they go 0-4 in that matchup. And the final team, Wisconsin. But before I do, actually, I do want to answer Funky's question. What's Clemson's over-under? Here, I'll look up for you right now. Clemson's over-under football. Let's see. Clemson's over-under for the season is set at, it doesn't tell me. This is great. What kind of crap is this? I don't like this at all. We're waiting, guys, so just give me a second. This thing's taking forever to load. Let's see. Game lines, schedule. It's not telling me. Yeah, I'm not seeing Clemson on here at all. 10-3 season, over under. It's not giving me much here. Here, I'm going to go to their schedule. And we're going to figure out how many wins they're going to get. So they have a 12-game schedule, of course. Let's say they play Notre Dame. They play South Carolina, Miami, Wake Forest. Clemson should run the table this year. They open up against Georgia Tech, W. Furman, W. LA Tech, W. Wake Forest on the road, W. NC State, challenging but W. Boston College, W. They're 6-0 so far. On the road to Florida State, always tricky. I'll leave that on the side for now. Syracuse, Clemson, 7-0. Notre Dame, Clemson, toss-up. Could take Notre Dame there, but I'm going to put them on the side. So we have 2 games on the side we're not going to include yet. Louisville, 8-0. Miami, 9-0. I like what Cristobal's doing. It's not going to translate this year. 10-0, I think they beat South Carolina. So they're at 10 wins right now. So we're going to set their win total at 10.5. Over, under. Do they beat Notre Dame? Do they beat Florida State on the road? Those 2 games on the road. I think they can win one of them. So I would take Clemson at 11 wins this year. The problem I have is I think their quarterback sucks. I know a lot of people are high on him. But I think DJ Ugalele, whatever the hell his name is, I have no idea how to say his last name. Whatever the hell that name is, that's not the guy. And I believe Owen brought it up. They have a guy that might be able to take the job during the spring game and during spring ball this year. So I'm curious to see who their backup is and if he can take that job. Because the DJ guy has just not worked out at all. Having said that, we got to go to break. When we get back, the Suns decided to match DeAndre Ayton's contract, what it means for the Pistons, what it means for the Kevin Durant trade, which teams will be involved in the Mitchell trade, and did the Pistons dodge a bullet by drafting Jalen Duren and not pursuing DeAndre Ayton? I am going to absolutely say yes as of now, but we'll get to that in detail in a bit. Before we do, I need to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Lady Jane's get there today, 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. Whether it's for your beard, your hair, their stylists will take care of you. Open 10-8, 7 days a week, walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Head to OddsTrader.com right now for your best bet, or you can download their app from the App Store today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Maddy's theme song is on right now. Bruno Mars.
I actually hate Bruno Mars.
Oh, do you?
I do.
No way.
I am not a Bruno Mars fan.
Give me your top 3 artists you listen to right now, if I had to look in your phone.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can just look at my phone.
I don't want to look at your phone, so just tell me.
Why? You know what's going to happen if you give him your phone.
It varies.
All right, give me a genre.
I have problems, so it varies.
I have problems. All right, so she goes from, I got it. Let me answer.
It goes from like heavy metal
Do
to
my
pop.
best Maddy impression. So, sometimes like when I wake up, I like to listen to some... Well, I like to listen to some upbeat music, get my day going. But,
like
when I get home, I'm sad, so then I'll listen to depressing music. But then, right before I go to bed, I don't want to be depressed, so I'll listen to some hip-hop and I'll get really boosted
What's
up.
classified as depression music? Or depressed music?
Anything that, you kind of relate to.
Okay.
Any music that you, listen to and yeah, I relate to that. That's typically depressing music. I think they call it, what is it, melancholy, I think?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But
I just asked you. I don't...
It does depend, because,
Was I accurate at least?
You were pretty accurate.
I know.
Pretty accurate. I like this playlist on Spotify. It's called, what is it called? Chill Music 2022.
Oh, nice. All right.
And it's just it's more of noise instead of words. But I'm a very lyrical person, so I like a lot of different music because I like the lyrics.
Okay.
Growing up, I had no idea some of the music I listened to and how bad it was until I got older. Some of the stuff I listened to that I convinced my parents was okay, and some of the references they made.
Oh, my
hell.
favorite thing in the world is that my mom listens to the radio a lot, and so she hears all the radio edited versions.
Yep, clean version.
And me and my brothers will play her the real version. She goes, "That's what it says." I'm like, "Yup."
That's awesome.
But
God.
no, I don't have a favorite genre really. It just depends on what I'm feeling, which, you know me, I feel a lot of things.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's just say you listen to everything then.
I do. Everything except for Screamo. I can't do Screamo.
Screamo. Yeah, that's
not
I used to
music,
work with a
that's
guy who was in a Screamo band.
Oh.
And our work relationship disintegrated
Dropped?
pretty quickly.
Right.
It's kind of
sure.
weird.
I
didn't know though.
country.
He invited me. He said he played music.
Oh, God. He invited you
so
to
he
a Screamo
invited
concert?
me to a local pub where he was playing.
The local watering hole.
Yeah, gotta love the pubs.
And I went because I'm trying to be a good friend, right?
Yep. You didn't ask questions?
I'm a new guy there, right? I took a leadership position.
I
at
would
the
have
place.
asked what band you
I'm
play
trying to work my way through and try to get associated with everybody. And I mean, here we are. I show up, and I just what the, and
That's so rude of him.
it was rude of me. I walked out.
Oh, wow.
And he saw me walk
I would
out.
have done the same thing. You can't invite me somewhere and not tell me you're a Screamo artist.
Well, that's his fault. You gotta tell him what band you play in. You can't just say, "Hey, you want to go to a concert?" You say yes and go. You gotta.
So
you don't care what you're going to?
My friend who's a musician who does the soul music, he's like, "Oh, you should come here. You should come there." I'm like, "I'm there any day, any week."
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, but you
right?
know who the
'Cause that
person
music
is.
is tolerable.
Yeah, and he's phenomenal.
But she also probably asked him what music he plays. You wouldn't just show up to any.
When I met him, he was playing.
Okay, so there you go. So she knew what he was playing. You're just a ding dong and didn't.
You know
ask.
what I love? I love the fact that I got to grow up as a child, literally a child, and it was okay for me to listen to Eminem growing up.
Yeah. Oh, same.
Like that, Eminem changed my life.
Easily.
Seriously, that's insane. I can't believe my mom was like, "Yeah, no problem, honey. You can listen to it."
My mom, though we may not
My
get
mom
along,
jammed to it too. She was all about it.
though we may not get along, my mom knows the words to "Fireman" by Lil Wayne.
Hell yeah.
That is like
classic.
my biggest flex as a child. I'm
that's
like,
a
go,
gr-
Mom.
Wow.
All
That's
right.
great.
All right.
That
Let's
is
talk
a-
some DeAndre Ayton.
Let's go for it.
I mean, when he invited you, Adam, did you ask what type of music it was?
That's
No,
what
because
I
I'm not a
said.
dick.
That's not being
He's
a...
like, hey, man, I play
Hold on.
at a local pub on Wednesdays. Would you like to come? I'm not going to sit there and counter-argue with him and say, hey, man, what kind of music do you play?
Full
You asked it-
discretion, I
you
listen
asked
to
it
Christmas music
nicely.
year-round.
It's not that terrible. I mean, you're going to get looks from him.
Are you serious?
But, okay,
Dead serious.
how
It
much...
gives- It puts me in the best mood.
That's true,
I'm
but...
like,
But how much...
Santa Claus is
coming to town. Santa Claus coming to town. Christmas in July. You can do Christmas in July.
I'm so serious.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
I don't care how disappointed you are in me. Join the fucking
Hey,
club.
there is Christmas in July, just so you know. That's a real thing. They have it at the Tigers game. I don't know when it is this year, but
Could you do me a favor? Those internship job boards we put out, could you add to the checklist that you don't listen, one of the
No,
prerequisites?
because they're going to listen to whatever I want them to listen to. So.
We like that.
Somebody put in the chat that I should start a Woodward Sports playlist on Spotify. I think I'm going to do it.
Ooh.
All right, I'm moving on. I can't deal with this anymore. The Suns match DeAndre Ayton's contract. First of all, Pistons fans, I have a question for all of you.
Yeah. Shove
Feel
it
free
up
to answer,
their
of course.
buttholes.
Feel free to answer. Shut the hell up, Fish. Mute your mic. Feel free
I
to
was
answer.
complimenting
Shut the
you.
hell up, Fish.
I was complimenting
Shut
you.
the hell up. Feel free to answer this in the chat. Did the Pistons dodge a bullet in DeAndre Ayton? I'm very comfortable saying yes. I think it's a no-brainer. $33 million a year. Yeah, I'll pass on that. I think Jalen Duren offers me more long-term. DeAndre Ayton, unfortunately, based on his contract, by the time this team is trying to become a contender, you're going to have to re-up him. And that's going to be expensive. And he's a guy clearly who is willing to leave in the open market. He's probably getting traded. It would have been a headache. You probably wouldn't have gotten him anyways, but I'm happy. I'm happy this morning. I'm happy with the trades they made on draft day. I'm happy that they didn't pursue harder for DeAndre Ayton. Chris, I think the Pistons made the right move.
They 100% made the right move. And the one thing I'll say on top of that is that if you actually wanted Ayton realistically, what it was going to cost also included assets, remember? Because Phoenix was just going to be like, okay, look, DeAndre, we'd like to get you at a lower price, but we'll match everything. That's been like the word, is that Phoenix is just going to match this. And if Indiana wants Ayton really bad, then they throw in assets. So you're talking about throwing in assets and paying max money for a good quality young center and a former #1 overall pick. But if we're being honest, like, how is he ever going to crack the top 5 centers in the NBA? I don't think so. And the Pistons, for their situation, they got Jalen Duren.
But do you
who
need a
literally
top
makes,
5 center to win a championship?
You don't need one. You don't need one, but you don't need a top 5 center to win a championship, especially in this era with all the wings. But you're paying that guy like he's your second or third best player, and then that makes roster construction very difficult.
I want you to name me who you believe the most underrated center in basketball was this year.
The most underrated.
And if you get this right, I would be impressed.
Okay, the most underrated center in basketball.
Yes, this season. Beginning to end.
Okay.
And most underappreciated as well.
I feel like I'm gonna know this too. If I had to just take a shot in the dark and guess, I would say. Now I'm trying to run through the playoff teams in each conference. I would have to say the most underrated center was Robert Williams.
Close. Robert Williams is very appreciated, and I don't believe he's underrated. I think he's
fair.
He's quite. Everyone knows what a presence he is. Kevon Looney, 100%. Kevon Looney was there every single day, from beginning to end, for the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them the ability to play with a 5. No, he wasn't 20 and 13 a night, but you know what he was? On a given night, he'd get you 13 and 10,
yeah.
And the next night he'd get you 4 and 8 or 4 and 14. with a few blocks. It didn't matter. He was always available. He was always there for you. Yeah. And do I think Duren can be a better player than Looney? Sure, but it's not the end-all, be-all for this team. That's why I always go back to the core three. Bey, Cunningham, Ivy.
Yeah.
If those three are it, if they are all-star caliber players, Pistons are a problem.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, you know, I'm glad you said Kevon Looney, because I 100% agree with that statement. Like, he was all year, he was just a absolute defensive juggernaut, helping out the Warriors defense, really being the stronghold for or the gatekeeper for then leading to Draymond going 5 and them going small. He was awesome. And in today's NBA, like, you're seeing it with the Hawks. Like, the Hawks are a great example of this. You know, the Rudy Gobert sweepstakes that ended up somehow being a sweepstakes. The Hawks looked at it, they poked around, but they ultimately concluded, we're paying Capella like half as much, and we're getting probably 70 to 80% of what we need from an NBA center. And that's just the market today in the NBA, is that, you know, unless you're a Jokic or an Embiid, or if you want to consider Giannis a center, a lot of people say he's a power forward, but, you know, you throw those three names in, and those are really the only ones that you can see actually winning a championship, with being your 1 or your 2 even.
Chuck, I hope you're lying. Does Easy want Kevin Durant? Does he want the Pistons to trade for Durant?
He did. I don't know if he still does now.
Is that a thing, Chris? Can you confirm?
That was definitely a thing.
So allegedly, he wants the Durant trade to happen. He wants to pair Cunningham and KD together.
Yeah, he was part of Stick.
Which means we would have to give up Ivy, Duren, and Bey and Hayes.
Yeah. He was with the whole Pistons crew. Stick
that doesn't... Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no to KD.
No, absolutely not.
Why would you do that?
Absolutely not. I mean, look at the history of KD. Like, even if you get him right now, you trade all that future equity for 1 to 2 years tops. I know he's under contract for 4 years, but let's be real. Would you be surprised if KD demands another trade before this contract is over?
You know what Kevin Durant is? He's a bad prostitute. He's a bad prostitute. On his own, can't do it. With the Warriors, oh man, he's got the right pimp. Oh, KD's amazing. Best prostitute. God. Gives the best head. Oh my God. He does it all right.
You knew he was gonna go there.
When he doesn't play with the Warriors, just another prostitute. We got to go to break. When we get back, should the Detroit Lions pursue Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup option? I swear to God, some of the stuff that we come across here really blows my mind. This is definitely one of them. I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense for either party, especially regarding what it would cost in a trade. But before we go, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Cintron?
Yes, I can. Cintron. Ooh, Fish just cracked one. If you heard that, it sounded...
I'm cracking one too.
I love it. Cintron is the official energy
you want
drink
a Cintron,
of
Manny?
the Detroit Red Wings. I would love a Cintron.
Okay, coming your way.
Cintron has combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Fish just gave me one right now. We love Cintron. Cranberry is my favorite flavor. Try Cintron's greatest tasting cranberry classic or sugar-free all-in-one pack. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248 480-4467 today.
All summer long. Better Detroit will be open. It's going to be a blast. We're there soon, aren't we? Next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to be there. We're going to have a great time. Fish, what the hell are you doing, buddy?
Delivering me a Cintron.
Okay, anyways. Open all summer long. Downtown Detroit. Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. I work with a bunch of idiots. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com and remember that the summer is better.
What did you just say?
At the Monroe Street. I work with idiots. This is a known fact. Everybody knows this.
Hey, I'll be there next Friday.
I'm not
Calm down.
idiot.
I'll admit I'm an idiot.
And Avila's not fat.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
We're all idiots.
I'm an idiot. I'll admit it.
I'm
I
not
like
an
being an
idiot.
idiot.
The first step in not being an idiot is admitting you are one.
That's
I'm
very
a lot
true.
of things.
That's very true. That's very true.
We're all idiots, Maddie. Come on.
Well,
Cheers, Jeff.
at least I'm nicer to people than you are.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all I got going for me.
Whatever. Jeff, I wanted to talk Jimmy G, but I'm going to push it now because...
Why? He likes talking about Jimmy G too.
No,
Both of you said you would smash.
we're not doing that this morning. We are not.
We
We've
love
had enough
Jimmy
of those
G.
moments. We've had enough.
See?
Jeff, KD.
Yeah.
I compared him to a bad prostitute. All right?
Enjoy.
With the right pimp,
So we are talking Jimmy G.
with the right pimp, KD's a great basketball player. Championship caliber basketball player.
I like this analogy.
Without the pimp, he's just another prostitute that's good at what he or she does. All right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right.
KD can't be the
I
pimp.
don't know if this is a fact. I just don't. But if Easy actually wants KD to Detroit,
he does.
That's a thing?
I was arguing with him yesterday, yeah.
Well, okay.
His sentiment was give up everybody, protect Cade. I don't care. He goes, I'll give up Jaden Ivey. I'm like, dude, so you're really doing... And I told him the Chris Paul thing about
So
the
we
Warriors.
don't win a championship just with Cade and KD.
I guess so.
Yeah.
His argument, wait for it. He said, if Chris Middleton and Giannis won a championship,
Yeah, that's...
why can't Cade and KD?
Yep.
And I
Giannis
looked
is
at
the
him
best
like,
player
that
in
has got to be the
basketball.
dumbest thing.
But
I
that's
said,
a lot of
"Cade hasn't even
people
hit his
say that.
prime."
Wait.
Cade-
Giannis and Middleton won, didn't they?
Yeah.
Bobby Portis.
Yep. Thank you.
An actual coach.
Mm-hmm.
An actual bench.
Drew Holiday.
Drew
Holiday.
Just left Drew out of there. Yeah.
Lopez.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I know. I'm like easy. If you take on $45 million of KD's salary and you eventually have to extend Cade, who are you getting? Who are you getting on these cheap contracts to just win a championship with just those two players? It's ridiculous.
I would never do the deal.
Yeah, no.
Even if I got to keep Bay or Ivy, like it's irrelevant to me.
No, you
can't. One, you can't even make the money work. Number
No.
one, so you actually have to give up Bagley, Olynyk,
And that's already a rough start. Ivy, and then to make the money
Ivy,
work.
Duran, Futures. It's not going to happen. I just.
And you make this point all the time on the morning show. It's like you have a chance to build a dynasty with these players. They're able to grow together. And that's the point I tried hammering home. It's like the Warriors were patient, and it paid off. I'm not saying the Pistons are going to be the Warriors, but certainly you have a team that can grow together and win together. Adding KD at 34 years old, I'm like easy. By the time he hits his prime, Cade will be, Cade hits his prime. Cade will be, 36?
Yeah.
Like, the guy has played 90 games
When
since
did the
he's
Lakers
been in
win their
Brooklyn.
first championship?
When the Lakers win the first one?
Shaq and Kobe.
Early 2000?
2000.
Yeah.
When was Kobe Bryant drafted?
Like 96?
96.
Yeah.
When was Shaq drafted?
Like before then?
92, I believe.
Yeah, 92.
All right. Shaq was an 8-year in his prime, the most unstoppable force ever, not in the time, ever
Yeah.
in NBA history, ever. There was no more dominant force on the court than Shaq during that period of time ever in the history of the game.
Sure.
He was in his 8th year. Kobe Bryant was in his 4th year, an emerging star, emerging superstar.
And it took him a little bit,
Right.
a year or two to get there.
Cade Cunningham's in his 2nd year. KD has 3 years, let's say. Let's say KD plays at a top 5 level for the next 3 years. You're winning a championship with Kevin Durant and Cade Cunningham, but you can't win a championship with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden. Come on, guys.
No, you're hitting on all the points.
Give me Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, and Jaden Ivey for the next 5 years over, if you gave it to me as an option, hypothetically, give me that 3 over Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton and Kevin Durant. Give me that over Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Kevin Durant. Give me that over Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Joel Embiid, James Harden. Give that to me over LeBron, AD, and Kyrie. Like, I will stick with this young core because there is a potential dynasty being made with what you have. You have 3 young all-stars all going into their prime together. If they become what you expect them to be,
it's going to be dangerous.
Look at the Boston Celtics. They're not going away.
Yeah.
They just got to their first finals. Bro, they're entering their primes.
And to your point, the Celtics, they almost broke them up. They almost broke up Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and they didn't. And they stuck by it, and they made the finals this year. So teams get rewarded most of the time being patient and playing the process. That's why jumping the gun, Troy Weaver's not the type of guy to do that. He understands it. Like, you have Sadiq Bey, Jaden Ivey, Cade, guys that want to be here, guys that want to win here, and you're going to go get Kevin Durant, who just signed with the Brooklyn Nets and has played 90 games since he's been there. Totality 90 games, and now he wants out. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
I'll pass.
Imagine giving up Jaden Ivey.
I'll take Jaden Ivey right now over Kawhi Leonard, over Kevin Durant on this basketball team. Why? Again, longevity matters too, right? One's a rookie.
Yeah.
One has a ceiling that we're trying to evaluate and figure out what it is. But what am I getting if I go out and pursue a Kawhi Leonard or Kevin Durant? I'm in the playoffs, okay?
Right.
They're not winning a championship for you. They aren't.
Yeah.
And I love Cade. I think Cade's the one on this team. Why the hell would I want to bring somebody more than him? I want to develop Cade as the one. I want Ivy, ideally, to be the 2. But if you read under the lines right now, Sadiq Bey is working hard in the offseason, talking, and really elevating himself like a number 2 would.
Yeah,
so you may have 3 1s and 2s total. You just might.
Yeah.
That's why I think this team has such an amazing potential and an amazing future. Because if Jaden Ivey is what he is, and let's say he's a 7-8-time All-Star,
yeah, you got like 10-year run.
you have a 10-year run where you're going to make the Eastern Conference 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah. And the only teams that could do, you mentioned Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. That's why the Raptors are brought up so much. Because when the Raptors traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, you still had pieces in Toronto. If you would give up essentially your entire young core, besides Cade, for Kevin Durant, no depth. That's the problem. The Raptors were able to do that. Kawhi, whoever it is, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, another one. It doesn't make any sense for this timeline. 0 sense.
Let's be real about the Toronto trade. Like, everybody likes to bring that up as, oh, this team that came out of nowhere and made the trade for the big superstars. The only way they were going to do it. What's that?
They were the 1 seed.
Yeah, before that, yeah.
And also, let's be real. They were looking to get out of DeRozan and change that core, and that was like the easiest path. Like, that is the lowest trade package we've ever seen for a superstar. And I get why, you know, the whole burn the bridge with San Antonio, the questionable medicals. I get all of that, but Toronto wanted to, and they won't admit this because DeMar DeRozan's beloved in that city, but they wanted to get rid of DeRozan, and you know, and this was that was a clear no-brainer. You do that 10 times out of 10, and like you guys said, they had the pieces around them too. This is not that situation in Detroit. Cade's not ready to be a 1 or a 2 on a championship team right now. Do we all think he can be that? Absolutely.
Are we in agreement between the 2 of us, at least everyone here, that Corey Joseph, off topic, should be playing in the WNBA next year? We're all on the same page.
He's such a nice guy, man. He really is. Well, he gets a lot of hate, and undeservedly so, just because his team's young. You have Kojo out there playing, but
Poor guy. He's catching strays always.
I know. He is the most humble. I talked to like Rod Beard and stuff. They love Kojo. Like, Corey Joseph's the most humble guy. But he probably won't see the floor this year, hopefully. If he doesn't see the floor, you're doing something right. That means the young guys are playing.
That means we're building.
But to your point, Chris, real quick, the reason why, also DeMar, like, they questioned if he could be the best player on a championship team. Like, Kawhi, you knew he could be it. But again, they had a much more complete team. Kevin Durant to the Pistons, KD wants to go somewhere where he can just hoop. He doesn't want to be the number one, the focus, the leadership, bring all those qualities that number one should bring. He just wants to go get buckets. Detroit makes no sense. Toronto makes sense for KD. Phoenix makes sense for KD.
The number 1 seeds in the NBA make sense for KD. He needs a good pimp. KD needs a pimp. He just does. And you know what I would love more than anything? For him to go to Golden State. Even though I think they shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I think they're better off without him.
But they got pieces.
But boy,
to do it.
they have what you want to get him.
Yeah.
And that would be the biggest F you to the owners, all the teams, Brooklyn, the commissioner, everybody. It's like, not only did he walk, we got him back, and we want a chip already. Like, Golden State is just operating on.
And if he goes back to Golden State, level. You know what that shows?
He needs a good pimp.
He needs a good pimp.
You know what? If he goes anywhere else, he's not winning a championship. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Depends on his situation. I just don't see where he's going right now.
Yeah.
Going to the Lakers? You think the Nets are taking Russell Westbrook? That's not happening.
But yeah, they want assets and Russell Westbrook and Kyrie.
Yeah. Not going to happen.
It's a different animal, man.
All right, 9:41. We got to go to break. When we get back, we'll wrap up some Jimmy G talk. All right, I do want to get to that. I just want to say, Jeff, you've grown a lot since I've met you, but your Rasheed Wallace stuff.
Oh, boy.
We need to talk after the show. We'll talk about your employment here. Maddy, the best defense on and off the court, and Guardian Alarm, please.
Yes, summertime is here, and that means spending more time outside. So let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you're out enjoying the sunshine. Call them today at 1-800-STAY-OUT, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 local monitoring and protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Well, if you are looking for apparel, look no further than Big Frog in Novi. And right now, you can get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, I said it, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. Go to Big Frog in Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, we're back. 7 minutes
what was
left.
that voice?
That is
Please never sing to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you've missed ever since you left. Maddie's become a total bitch.
Wow. I was a bitch before he left.
I was listening earlier. You were going off on Fish.
Yeah,
telling Fish to get the hell out.
Yeah,
Fish doesn't listen. He has a hearing problem.
I mean,
you don't listen either.
Oh, well, you're actually not
do you know
wrong.
who Helen Keller is, by the way?
I do.
Yeah,
I do know who.
Yeah, everyone in the back knows.
Why is she famous?
Yeah.
Because it's
do you not know why she's famous?
Just because I guess it's like a rare condition that she can't hear.
Okay, see, I didn't know either.
Or
You
speak.
didn't know she was deaf or blind.
Yeah, I was
she's
gonna say.
both. He at least knew that she's deaf and blind.
Yeah, people know she's deaf and blind.
Did
No,
you
he
don't know?
He was like, who's
Yeah, I
Helen
just
Keller?
didn't-
What's wrong with her again?
Yeah, I just didn't pay attention enough in school a little bit, you know?
That's not even school. That's just common sense. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure.
in history. And this, he calls himself a history nut.
He does. Yeah, you're not a history nut.
Suck a dick.
Hey.
Could you put a poll in the chat, please?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have as your GM today,
Helen
Avila
Keller.
or Helen Keller?
For sure.
Got you.
Please.
Yeah, Helen Keller,
All right.
easy.
Jimmy Garoppolo,
Not even close.
would you pursue him for the Lions' backup role? I'll just tell you this. I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, there you
I don't know what you'd have to give up, and I'm not interested in giving up anything, to be honest with you. And secondly, if Jared Goff goes down for a significant amount of time, that turns on the light to, hey, we need a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't want Jimmy G stepping in and winning an extra 4 or 5 games for you and then not being able to draft a franchise quarterback. And then when his contract expires and Goff's expires, you're kind of like, well, here we are.
Right.
I don't like that at all.
No, it makes no sense. And I think if you look at Jared Goff and Jimmy Garoppolo, they're very similar quarterbacks. I would argue I like Jimmy a little more, but to have them both on the same roster, If Jimmy's going to be a backup in San Francisco. Be a backup to the team that you took to the Super Bowl behind Trey Lance. So that way you have time to step in. Like with Jared, it makes no sense at all. And like you said, it's a win-win for the Lions either way, because if they don't have a good season, if Jared plays and he sucks, they have a bad record, you're still picking top 10, and you have 2 first-round picks to potentially trade up. And if he gets hurt, it's the same exact thing. So with Jimmy G, the team that should go look for Jimmy G should have been the Colts, but they took Matt Ryan. But as of right now, I don't know where his destination is. Maybe Seattle, but Seattle wants to tank. So for the Lions, absolutely not. Makes no sense. I mean, why would you do that? Take on his salary as well.
If you're Seattle, why would you take him?
Yeah,
You're trying to tank.
Just lose.
Send Drew Lock out there. The guy's more famous for bumping on the sideline than anything on the field.
Listening to Young Jeezy.
Give me your. I want to transition real quick. We have a few minutes. Give me your top 5 players all time NBA.
Holy cow.
On the spot.
You switched that up.
Yeah, on the spot.
I'll go.
And I'll tell you why, because there was context to this.
Okay.
I'm in a group chat with a lot of people I know, about 70, 80 people deep. And it's a sports talk group chat. A lot of my friends, people I know, or friends of friends, whatever.
Yeah.
Kobe was consistently in the top 5, or at least 6. And I want to know if, 1, he's in your top 5, because I have a problem with that. And 2, I think we're not even having this conversation if he's alive. So I think he's getting bumped up 3-4 spots because he's passed away. I'm just saying. Someone's got to say the truth. I love Kobe.
Spencer's right behind you.
Is he?
Yeah, he just, anyway, go on. You like
if only he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, right.
I think Kobe is probably the 8th, 9th best player ever.
Oh, come on. Really?
Well, he's top 10 for sure.
Okay.
He's not
for
top
sure.
10?
Yeah, for sure. No, he's in there. He's in there. I'll give you my top 5. Number 1, MJ.
All right.
Number 2, LeBron.
Okay.
Number 3, I'll go Magic Johnson.
Interesting.
4, I'll go Kareem.
Okay.
And then 5, to me, it's a toss-up. You can put Larry in there, but I'd probably lean Kobe. But
Wow.
I get Shaq. I get the Shaq thing. Shaq took him and was the MVP of the first multiple finals they went to. But I will say this. Man, like, to put Kobe, who would you argue? Bill Russell? Wilt Chamberlain? I know those guys, they'd be in the conversation.
No, again, I have Kobe at 8 or 9.
So give me your 8 to where he would be. Give me
To
who's
where
in
he
front
would
of him.
be?
Yeah, that's all.
I would do MJ, Bron, Kareem. Actually, I have the list because I did this yesterday. Give me 1 second.
I have mine as well. I honestly think Kobe is, on my list 9. I have it on my phone. He's either 9 or 10. But
damn.
He's one of the 10 greatest players ever. That's not really a problem.
Yeah.
The problem we have here is trying to put him into the top 5 when he was never considered the top 5 player ever.
He was
the greatest Laker ever, but because of his commitment to the Lakers for the longest time. Where is this ranking?
Okay,
There
there's
you
a
go.
name
You ready?
we haven't mentioned yet.
So
you got yours?
my list was a bit hybrid, so excuse me. I'm going to try to read it off in order. So I had 1A and 1A minus. Because LeBron and Jordan, I think, are 1 and
They're
2.
consensus, yeah.
So we'll just do 1 and 2 LeBron and Kobe, right? This LeBron and Kobe.
Oh, okay.
Jordan and
I'm joking,
Jordan
I'm
and
joking.
LeBron. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Number 3, Kareem. Number 4, Magic. 5. This is where I struggle. 5. I had a 3-way debate between Bird, Shaq, and Duncan.
Wow.
For the sake of the list, I'm gonna put Shaq at 5, Duncan 6, Bird 7. Kobe 8. I don't want to put Wilt or Bill in my top 10. I just can't.
Yeah.
I never watched them. They are prehistoric dinosaurs. It's impossible for me to do that. So if I were to round out my top 10 at 9 and 10, I'd put Steph in there.
Yeah. I got no problem with Duncan or Bird. I mean, that they deserve to be in there.
And I would put, to round out the top 10, not sure. That's a ton.
I have Wilt in my top 5.
Maybe Hakeem?
Yeah, Wilt, in terms of
Hakeem's in my
legacy, he
top 10
deserves
as
to be
well.
in there. I can see
I'm
how
not putting them in my rankings. I just can't.
the Bill Russell one is probably the one I struggle with a little more than Wilt. Just
Yeah,
because I
absolutely.
get, like, in terms of winning, Bill had, at the time, it's like varsity against JV. But
Yeah.
with Wilt, the dominance, the 100-point game, I get all that. At the time, he was playing against plumbers. But at the same time, you got to give him credit. He deserves to be in there. Shaq, it's hard for me to sit here and argue Kobe over Shaq, considering, at the time, early in his career, Shaq was more important. He won Finals MVP. But I will say later, in terms of longevity,
Yeah. Kobe had it in longevity.
Yeah,
but
Shaq was getting carried by Dwayne Wade to another championship.
The dominance of Shaq, though, is why I have Shaq slightly over Kobe.
And I get that. But Kobe, he still won 2 without Shaq.
I don't like the...
By far.
I don't like the discrediting Kobe because of Shaq, because Kobe's putting up like 31-7-7.
That's what I'm saying.
in those playoffs. It's not like he was a scrub.
And he gets the longevity.
Again, I think Kobe is the 8th. You can move him up to 7, but... He's not top 5. He just isn't. And Tim Duncan, you know why Tim Duncan's high on the list? He is the epitome of what even Steph Curry has now become. A selfless superstar that no matter the situation, you can win with.
Yeah.
That's what Tim Duncan was. Well, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, they play anywhere else in the league. They suck dick. That whole system worked because of Tim Duncan. They didn't win before Tim. Tim got there, they won right away with David Robinson. What the hell did David Robinson do all his career? Tim got there and ran the fucking league for 5 years, even when Shaq was there. All NBA. I don't even need to list how many times. One of the best defenders ever. I could argue the greatest power forward ever. It's not even close for Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But we got to go to break. Appreciate you for hopping on, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Great as always. Chris, well done.
We
got to go to break. Mailbag time. Get your questions in the chat. Before we go, I'm glad 87% of you chose Helen Keller over Avila. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. We got to go to break, but before we do, Maddy, ciabattas over at Big Boy.
Ciabattas, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes, all at Big Boy right now. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar, all on their grilled ciabatta bread. Don't forget they've got salads like the Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, and of course they have their hand-dipped shakes, cookies and cream, or strawberry. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. It is mailbag time, so get your questions in the chat. Adam, is there a question you would like to start with?
Yeah, I do want to address the Coney Dog thing that happened on Twitter yesterday.
Yes.
So if the Lions win less...
More, right?
No, if the Lions win less than 7 games.
I thought it was more than 7 games.
No, if they win less than, I'll eat a Coney Dog. Because I'm the one who says they can win 7 or 8 games this year.
Okay.
So if they win less than 7 games, that was the deal. I'll try a Coney Dog from wherever the hell these places are.
But a Coney Dog's supposed to be like, what's the word? Like not a punishment. It's supposed to be like an exciting thing, like a treat. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I've never tried it, and I probably never will unless I lose this bet. So.
Like you're treating a Coney Dog as a punishment.
Yeah, because it's not.
You should be treating it as a treat, though. You should say
Well,
if they get 7 or more wins, you should have
It's
one.
a punishment for your toilet. That's about it.
Well, thank you, Maddy. For somebody had to say the truth.
I mean, that's just common sense, though.
All right, mailbag. This is another crazy one, guys. Would you rather eat a camel, a gorilla, or a polar bear?
I think I want to eat a gorilla.
I
for
think
the
I'd
story.
rather eat. No, I think the polar bear.
Polar bears are like extinct, though. They're like an
Well,
endangered
what meat
species.
is more
And you got to go down to Antarctica to find them. Gorilla and camels are easier to find.
Adam, are you ever going to bring Justin Thin on your show? Yeah, I am.
You have to.
We'll probably have to in the next few weeks for sure. I'll definitely reach out to him. We'll get him on the show, guys. Don't worry. Mailbag. What other questions do we have in the morning?
Chris Illich, the new James Dolan.
Ooh, yes.
No, he needs time. He needs time. It takes a lot of time to become Dolan. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's coming from me.
You got to get tenure.
Golf will have a better year than Dak, Kyler, and Russell Wilson. Wow. I would say maybe Kyler. and Dak, I think you could make that argument. I think you could make it. I wouldn't have to agree with it. I think you could at least make the argument, though. I don't think that's crazy. He's not going to have the year Russell Wilson's going to have. He's not that quarterback. He's not as talented. Russell Wilson's surrounded by that offensive line, that run game, those receivers, that defense. Stop it. Not even a conversation. All right, let's see what else we have. Maddie, why do you listen to Christmas music year-round?
Because it gives you that like feel-good feeling.
No, it definitely
I don't like the
does.
summer. I don't enjoy summertime, so I like the fall and the Christmas, and I like the gearing up to Christmas because it makes people happy.
Motor City Street Scenes asks, or not asks, he says, we need dose of Dion on the morning show. All right, I'm texting Dion right now.
Okay.
We haven't had him on in a while.
Want to hop on the show early
Monday.
next week? Early next week works, right?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. What Thursday, Friday?
Here, proof. I texted him for you guys. We'll get Dion on.
Nobody asked for proof.
Yeah, no, we didn't ask for proof.
Fish, shut the fuck up. Mute your mic.
I said it first.
Mute your mic. Good job. Jesus Christ. If you were homeless, what state or city would you want to be homeless in? San Francisco.
Absolutely.
I'd live on the water.
I want to live in San Francisco anyways. I hate it here.
Well, if you hate how expensive it is here, it's double that in San Francisco.
Yeah, but I don't need a house there. I can just sleep on the beach.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see what else we have here. Russ will have the stats because he'll have to have them to keep them in the best division in football. Adam, who would win in a fight, Maddy or Crystal with an X? Maddy.
That's what I thought.
Maddy. Maddy's got like 70 pounds easily of muscle on her. What? She's a twig. She's like 60 pounds.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, yeah, no, that's rude.
I was like, you're such a dick.
I would not.
I was about to come fight you.
Mailbag question for Jeff. He's not here. Which NBA? Jeff wasn't even being conceived in the 70s. Which 70s NBA guy would have the most translatable game in the modern NBA? Jeff, if you want to answer that in the chat, be my guest. Hey, Adam, I leave for Toronto next week. Any advice? Just protect your butthole, and unless you're into that stuff, then go for it. But
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Any advice? I don't know. What kind of advice? Like
What
professional?
do you need advice for? You're going to fucking Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Wow.
chill out.
It's Toronto.
Maddie's
having a
rivaling Adam
conversation.
right now.
You should relax. We're having a conversation here.
Maddie's
relax.
Yeah.
Maddie's rivaling Adam.
You're not the angry, snappy one. Relax.
That's the stupidest question I've ever seen.
It's not.
That is pretty stupid because the only person that's been to Canada is me. So,
I've
and I
been
haven't
to
even been to
Canada.
Toronto.
My family lives there.
Have you been to Toronto?
No wonder you
So
don't
do
like
you have
your
advice
family.
for the?
I don't like anyone.
Do you have any advice?
My family lives deep in Canada, like 4 hours north, like nothing but farm. Like 4 hours north of Toronto.
I like this question from Pistons fan. More likely to win Rookie of the Year, Ivy or Hutchinson? It's got to be Hutch. 5 of the last 6 pass rushers taken number 2 overall have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Give me Ayton Hutchinson as a lock this year to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think that's the play. 100% over Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Ivy's ball usage won't be as high as Ben Caro. It won't be as high as... I don't know about Jabari Smith, but I know Chet's going to be nice. I just think it's going to be... I think Paolo's the easy choice this year for Rookie of the Year. I think he should be the favorite. You saw what he did in Orlando Summer League. He's going to be the guy with high ball usage, so he'll have the numbers. Give me Hutch any day of the week. Guys, that's it for today's show. I just want to stand up and formally thank all of you for being so fantastic in the chat today. The fact that 88% of you would vote Helen Keller over Avila gives me total faith in this country. So,
Screenshot that and send it to Chris Illich.
yeah, we should. Guys, have a great rest of your day. We're out of here. Goodbye.